We're driving home. It's 4:21 p.m. We're taking the back roads home because why the fuck not? Oh, horsey. When I get home, I have to complete a load of laundry. I might end up tonight. Whoa, how do I word that? Can we stop fucking hitting our brakes? Take my car and go vacuum it at the gas station and probably wipe the inside of my car out. There's some wires in my passenger, not like open wires or anything like that, but wires from like a reverse camera and stuff that I have in here. So I want to work on kind of putting those away, like they're like it's a fucking cabinet. Right now, oh, I have pens in my pocket still. Oh my god, this fuck ass traffic because a stupid fucking cement truck doesn't want to drive. Yes, I just made sure my windows were fucking closed when I yelled that because the last time I yelled something like that, someone like turned around and looked at me and I think tonight we're gonna go take my car to get vacuumed though. And if not tonight, then we'll do it tomorrow over lunch break and then we'll go get my oil change, we'll go get my oil change on Saturday. So I think what makes it hard for me is that I gave my heart to someone and that, oh my god, just stupid little bump. Opened myself up to this person and that person turned around and I mean this with all due respect. I mean, they said that they had things they needed to work on and that they weren't ready for a relationship. Like there's a fine line between before getting in the relationship and after getting the relationship. We've surpassed the in the relationship and realizing that he didn't recognize that before we got into a relationship and then turned around and said I have things I need to work on and that I'm just not ready yet. And I can commend him that, you know, we didn't get too far into the relationship for it to be like psychologically damaging, but it definitely does make me sad. I can only understand someone so much. So like I can't 100% fully understand what he's going through and what he's feeling. It's difficult to understand and recognize that. I can relate to him on some aspects, but when it comes to the understanding portion of it, I don't understand him 100%, and I feel like that's okay. It just means that I gave myself away too early. I'm not gonna lie, that sucks that I have to think that way. It sucks that I have to turn around and be like, oh, well, I gave myself away too early. Like, I shouldn't have to say that. I shouldn't have to feel that way. And that's what I feel like asking to be loved is nowadays, is the equivalent of fucking rocket science. The equivalent of, like, asking me to fucking learn how to fly a rocket ship and go to Mars. Like, it's so stupid. And the more I talk about it, the more I get it off my chest, the better I start to feel. But it definitely hurts. God damn. That was so much effort. That was like, this is the reason why like traffic here in Virginia doesn't move, because like no one wants to be nice to each other, like at all. Like I just want out of this state. I have a couple of great friendships right now and they're great, wonderful, terrific people who I care about so much. I love them. It's rare to find people like that, especially now. I feel so let down by today's expectation and trying to adapt myself and my morals and ethics to reflect modern day. I'm more of an old-fashioned lover. I date to marry. I want and value that emotional connection, not that physical one. So when people try and get that physical connection, I immediately shut it down because it's not what I value in a relationship. I get it, and I'm not judging anyone. To each their own. Everyone's different. Everyone wants that connection in different ways. People want physical ones. There are some people like me who want that emotional one. There are a lot of people who want that mutual one. I'm more of a emotional connection kind of lover. And I'm not gonna let anyone tell me that I'm wrong for that. I'm not. I think I'm 100% right in my way of loving someone, but I'm not gonna tell someone that they're wrong because they value a physical connection over an emotional one. It's just my preference. That's the thing. I prefer the emotional connection. So it just makes it more difficult because now in this day and age, the physical connection is valued more than the emotional connection. It's normalized. I recognize that. I understand that people's preferences are different, and I also recognize that I want to love and be loved. And it's difficult. It's hard because I just feel like I'm not able to build a genuine connection with someone, like a genuine one, like one that is meaningful to both my partner and I was cheated on. I genuinely lost myself. I was basing my emotions based off of what these people thought, and that's what sucked. That I recognized that I started to lose myself in those relationships, and so I took some time to myself. And I don't feel like I was losing myself in the relationship that this past one that I was in, but I definitely do feel like I became emotionally dependent. But I want my like Christina Yang and Meredith Grey moment. Like, choose me, pick me, love me. Once I know you're my person and I see something with you and I've developed feelings for you, I'm yours until you give me a reason not to be. I want what's best for my partner. I want my partner to be happy. Now, I've learned that I'm not going to make my partner happy by sacrificing myself. That's not healthy. The only thing that I think I need to work on, that I know I need to work on, is my emotional dependency on people. And it could be a people pleaser thing from me. It could just be that I want to see other people happy. It could be from what's happened in my past, you know, the trauma that I've gained from relationship, a lot of other things. There's a number of factors that could go into that. I don't honestly know what the answer is. I don't think I'll ever know. I think that, again, is one of the goals for this year, enter therapy. So that way I can start to really digest and understand a lot of what's happened. And so that way, you know, I might not get answers for everything, but at least I can wrap my head around the fact that I can understand what things have happened to me and what's led me to who I am today. For me, I want that genuine emotional connection, and finding that nowadays is very difficult. I'm not gonna say I'm giving up, but I definitely am taking time, a lot of time for myself, me, myself, and myself. Honestly, to be honest, I recognize I have things I want to work on, and that's okay. I'm okay with working on those things. I'm okay with taking time to myself to really encapsulate and understand myself and love myself, genuinely love, because that's something that I've struggled with the past few years, is learning how to do that. And now I've gotten to a point where I can say, like, I'm proud of myself. That's crazy. I can say that I'm starting to love myself, you know, I'm starting to take care of myself. I'm doing things that make me happy. I'm doing things that are actually me coded. Like, I'm surrounding myself with people who are for me. You know, that it's the most genuine feeling ever to be able to say that I'm doing that. It makes me happy. Maybe that's my issue, is I have that void of loving myself, and so I seek that out in someone else. You know, and I hate saying that. I absolutely hate saying that. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just don't 100% truly love myself yet, and I'm seeking that out in someone else, and that's not healthy for me. I don't think that's healthy for me. I think it's a normal reaction, but I don't think it's a healthy mechanism of coping. So I think I have things to work on in that regard. Not me psychoanalyzing myself. God damn. It's really that turns a pain in the ass. There's like no one there. That's kind of surprising. I'm not ready for a relationship because I'm not going to become emotionally dependent on someone again. I'm not going to do that. I won't. It sucks when I do that. It sucks the life out of me when I do that. Every time I start to become emotionally dependent on someone, I feel like I start to lose myself in that relationship, because then I go from focusing on myself to all of my energy goes into that person. Is that anxious attachment? I think that's anxious attachment. Oh, darling, we got a lot to work on. I mean, I'm happy with where I'm at in life right now. I'm doing things that pertain to me and make me happy. You know, I'm saving for a new car. Actually, as a matter of fact, the next couple of months, we're probably gonna go and look at new cars and probably go and put a down payment on one because I want a new car. I'm happy that I'm entering therapy. I am pretty excited about going and traveling this year. I get to go and travel. I think me from a couple years ago would have never thought we would be able to say that, you know, because me from a couple years ago, I had horrible financial habits. I spent, never saved. And now I've saved a fuck ton of money. I mean, I'm talking upwards of $65,000. I think I've worked very hard to get to where I'm at. And yeah, I drive a beater car, but this beater car has sentimental value. We bought it off of my great uncle. It was his now deceased wife's car. You know, I've taken care of it. I've done the oil changes. I've done car washes. I've made sure the inside's at least as tidy as I can get it. I've upgraded the interior in some aspects. I actually think I honestly kind of want to make this my project car, which kind of sounds crazy, I know. But I low-key kind of like the idea of this car because it kind of reminds me of a hot rod, and I've always loved hot rods. So I think we might go ahead and do that. Replace the headlights on it. Suspension's definitely gonna get changed. We're gonna change out the suspension to look cohesive if I keep this as a project car. I got into an accident with a deer 2.5 years ago on my way home from class. Why are you in the middle of the street? Come on, dude. I got into an accident with a deer about 2.5 years ago. So my left headlight has been changed already. My right one is foggy as fuck. So, and it shows its age. I've taken care of the car. I just wish when I was in that moment that I had just paid the money to replace both headlights, because then I wouldn't be thinking about this. But again, I'm kind of happy that I didn't because it's gonna allow me to learn something. So I also think I might change out the taillights for something else, buy an upgraded part. These bitches are in the middle of the fucking street. But I'm home now. This conversation is over. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna have dinner with my family. Well, I'll talk to you guys later in a few.